Okay, so the last couple of examples that we've done, we've talked about discrete probability distributions. The rest of this chapter, we're going to look at continuous probability distributions. So we're going to start this in the end of this section 6.1, and then we are going to continue looking at continuous probability distributions, a specific type, in the next section, in section 6.2. So a continuous probability distribution is a probability distribution that shows the probability of each possible outcome when all outcomes are continuous variables. Continuous probability distributions are going to be represented as areas under curves. So instead of thinking about graphs or tables, what we're going to see in these sections and what we're going to focus on is going to be the area under a curve. Right, so visualizing a continuous probability distribution, right, the curve is called a probability density curve. And the key thing to think about, what we have to remember when we're thinking about these continuous probability distributions, the total area under the curve is equal to 1. Right? And the total area under the curve is equal to 1, which is 100%. Right? So, for example, if we look at this image here, right? This image shows the probability distributions of times waiting in line at a particular coffee shop. The highlighted area represents the probability that the time is between 0 and 2 minutes. Right? Just looking at this, we don't really know an exact percentage, but we know the total area under this curve is 100%. So this portion here, maybe it's around 40%, maybe it's around 50%, right? It's not necessarily as easy just to guess. So what we're going to talk about a lot in the next couple of sections, or just in the next section, in section 6.2, we're going to talk about a particular way of finding this area. It can be difficult to calculate it without technology, so we will be heavily relying on StatCrunch in section 6.2 because of that. And then we'll also talk about how we can do it without using technology if you prefer to do the problems using a table. So you'll have options as you're working through the different things when we start moving forward into these continuous probability distributions.